Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the final part of the pre-oxygenation series. My name is Austin Kaiser. I'm a flight paramedic and the clinical educator with PHI over in California. So what we're going to be doing over the next few minutes is we're going to be watching a video put on by the base educator in Redding, California, Kyle Evans, as he walks through the different steps of SAFER. So that way, if you guys are a visual learner, which I'm sure that most of you are, it'll hopefully help to solidify it in your mind a little bit more before you get into that pre-academy and your third rider phase. As always, if you have any types of questions or comments about the video, please feel free to email me at akaiser@phiairmedical.com, and we'll go ahead and turn the reins over to Kyle.
So we decided that we're going to be doing an intubation for our patients. We need to do our bag valve mask setup. The way we want to do that is make sure we have the correct size BVM, got the reservoir and the oxygen hookup, and then we got the right size mask for our patient. Definitely want to have your nasal cannula, not your end-tidal CO2. So we're going to have our PEEP. We're going to set this at 15, and on the patient, we've got our end-tidal CO2, our PEEP, and then our HME. First on HME onto the mask, then you're going to put it on your end-tidal, then your BVM, got your manometer on the top, and then your PEEP is going to be set at 15, which is, there we go. Now you got your mask set up. Oxygen's underneath, and then you also have like an OPA or NPA in your patient for better oxygen delivery. Alright, so now that we've already set up our BVM, we're ready to go ahead and start oxygenation the patient. The way we need to do that is to first bring the ear-to-sternal notch for the patient. That makes sure we have a direct visualization, perfect line right into the lungs. And we have our OPA. Make sure you measure it, it's the right size, place it in, no gag reflex, great. Put your BVM on. This is a two-persons technique. Got your PEEP, bag, hand that off to somebody else so they can deliver the oxygen. Your job is to make sure you got thumbs down masking. Thumbs down, hands behind the mandible, lift it up, pushing down with the mask. You almost stand it directly over it. That makes it so it's a little bit easier on your forearms. And then you coach the person through squeezing the BVM. And then you can watch your manometer, watch your SpO2, maintaining sats above 93%. If we have any issues during our oxygenation, we need to go through our PROTECT algorithm. Start with position ear-to-sternal notch check. We raise the mandible up. We have an OPA or an NPA placed. We got thumbs down masking. We have a good seal. And then make sure you have end-tidal with every breath. End-tidal's hooked up to our monitor. And then check O2 and PEEP. Checking O2 is mainly making sure the oxygen is turned on to the reservoir. Make sure it's getting to the reservoir, make sure it's being delivered to the patient, and then our PEEP valve is turned on, and our nasal cannula is connected. Then you want to make sure you have or don't have a tension or distension. So if someone's listening to lung sounds, and you can visualize their abdomen, make sure there's no gastric distension. So now that we established our mask control, we hand our BV off to a fire rescue, whoever's now nearby that can squeeze the bag. We wanted to assess the patient for a difficult airway. There's a lemon technique that we can use. It's to look, evaluate, malapati and obstructions and neck mobility. This is for us to ensure that we maximize our success in getting the intubation on the first attempt. So I like to do lemon, works well for me. I look, is this guy has a short neck? Does he have a long neck? Does he have dentures? Does he have broken teeth? Is there any obstructions? 3-3-2 is 3 in the mouth, and then 3 under, and then 2 right here. Malapati score, you can look to see, can you see the epiglottis? Can you see the core just by looking into their mouth? Is it going to be really difficult? Is it swollen, or is it a burn airway? Obstructions, that's self-explanatory. The neck mobility, was this patient involved in a big accident? Or is this a little old lady with a bunch of kyphosis to where you can't really get in there? All this stuff you want to use to help get that intubation. All right, we got our saturations up to 100%, and we're going to do 3 minutes of mindful denitrogenation. We're going to make sure we watch the sats, where in title is going to be adequate, and then during this time, our partner is going to go over the emergency action plan.
All right, guys, so hey, my partner here is going to attempt an intubation. If for whatever reason he is unsuccessful, we'll go ahead and repeat this process of oxygenating and denitrogenating our patient, and we're going to do a second attempt at intubation. If for any reason we are unsuccessful at that second intubation, we're going to go ahead and go to our backup airway, which is our I-gel, and as long as we can maintain SATs above 93%, then we are going to continue our care with the I-gel in place. If at any time we fail to oxygenate with that backup airway in place, we're going to go ahead and go to a surgical crike and cut the neck. Any questions from anybody?
So we prepared the patient for intubation. We got our RSI medications, they're all done. My partner has set up all my equipment. I have an 8.0 tube with a rigid stylet. The pilot balloon has been tested, inflated, and it's been holding well. I got mimographed with the appropriate size blade. I also have a backup tube just in case I need to do a second attempt. It's a 7.0 tube. And then I have a bougie, and I have an appropriate sized I-gel. And then worst case scenario, we have our crike kit in case the patient drops below 93% with good BLS. So we preoxed, we denitrogenated, and now we're ready for the intubation. So I'm just gonna put my BVM down right here. I'm gonna grab my video laryngoscope, take out the OPA, always lead with suction. I'm gonna suction out anything that's in there, suction down, lead with my scope. There you go, looking at my video. Alright, so then call your landmarks so your partner knows what you're doing. I see the uvula, I see the epiglottis, arytenoid notch, and glottis. Insert tube. Alright, and we're in. Then I have someone inflate the cuff, maintaining visualization. Bag, check for in-tidal with every breath. Listening to axillary lung sounds, listen to epigastric. It's confirmed it's in the right placement. I can take out my blade and secure the tube. And then I want to make sure I call up the depth. It's an 8.0 tube. Since the mannequin, it's not going to be appropriate depth, but for an 8.0 tube, it will be at 24 at the lip or gum line.
All right, guys, well, there you have it. That is the safer process here at PHI. I hope that video was helpful for you. I would like to extend a thank you over to Kyle Evans for helping me put that video on, and I wish all of you guys luck with your third rider onboarding process, and welcome to PHI.